design. Welcome to Throwback Thursday. This is a little series that I do where I encourage you to dig back into your crafty stash, find an older retired paper collection, and use it to make something new and fresh. Today we are working with one of my favorites, Prima's Christmas in the Country, and we're using the 8x8 paper pad. I had a few puffy stickers left, and the 3x4 journaling cards, and some bits and pieces of ephemera. So that's mainly what we're working with. We're also going to be using the Amazing Paper Grace Sweet Serenade Scalloped Symphony die. We're using this base die to make our little book. I had shared a baby book made with this a few weeks back, and y'all loved it so much I told you I would work up a tutorial and show you how to make the base. If you have some little doilies in your stash, those come in handy. And then these are little birdie, these are curly roses. I think it's called Passion is the name. These are from Little Birdie. So here's our little book. You can see it's petite, but it's really sweet. On the cover, I have Reneabouquets Printed Beautiful Board, and one of her beautiful board Christmas trees that I've added these pearl gems to. I heat emboss this. I don't know if the camera picks that up. Sometimes it's hard, but I heat emboss this with Spellbinders Shabby White embossing powder, which has little flecks of gold in it, so it's real elegant. Over here, I just used a scrap of ribbon and some die cut leaves and some rusty jingle bells to make a little cluster to kind of fill in that corner. It's got a ribbon closure, and on the spine, I've dressed up the spine with a tassel and some of these great vintage antique bronze charms. I've got a Christmas tree, a reindeer, and a snowflake, and then more of these little flowers. And here is the back. So let's take a look inside. I'm going to handle this carefully because I don't think my glue has completely set up yet on my glitter, and I don't want to send glitter everywhere. But we'll take a quick peek inside. This is a really fun gift. This is so much fun to make. And it opens more than this, but I'm protecting that glitter on the front because it hasn't had a chance to set. So I'm going to show you how to build a slash pocket. The tutorial will show you how to build the album, what pieces you need to die cut and how you need to die cut them. We've got a little slash pocket with some ephemera pieces in it. Here's a little flap page that I'm going to show you how to build. This has got one of the papers, and of course you can put a photo here and journaling here, a little tag from the ephemera pack, a little stocking charm. So then this page opens, and this is a hidden pocket page. I've created these two little inserts here to go inside the pages. And the way I do that is I just cut 1-inch strips of cardstock and fold them in half, glue them to the sides and bottoms, and it creates this really nice wide pocket. So you can actually create an area that you can add real pictures to. And you can do journaling here and photos here. Then this opens, and here we've got flap pages. This is made just by scoring 3x4 journal cards, and again you can put photos here. Just a fun way to display. Here's a little pop-up element. This is just a fun little addition, and I just took an 8-inch strip by 1 inch, folded it in half, folded the right to the center, the left to the center, then you glue just the very ends down, and it makes this fun little pop-up element. Here's another little flap page with room for photos and journaling. Here's a little pocket page. This is a good tip if you have a short piece of paper, but the width is right, go ahead and use it, and then just add a pocket, and that way you're using up your scraps. Here's another, just a beautiful, I don't think I could bear to put anything over this because it's such a sweet image. And then this little slash pocket is made with the cutoff piece of the slash pocket in the front, and a little journal card tucked in there with room on the back for a photo. These are petite, so these are not going to be great big photos, but photo booth size probably. And then here's the back cover. This is a fun little page. I took a strip of those images from the 8x8 page. I cut one off the end, and then I scored between the others to make this little pull-out element. And you can put little photos on the back, and then this clips onto this little flap. which opens like this. So you've got room for journaling here and another photo, and then another pocket on the back. Again, this was a short piece, and this is another one of those strips that I just scored and folded. So that's the project. Hang around. We're going to do the tutorial where I'll show you how to create the base. The ribbon you want to add, of course, before you add your elements, and it just wraps around and then ties to hold everything closed. So great little Secret Santa gift, a wonderful little stocking stuffer, a cute brag book for grandparents. I think you'll like making these, and of course once you learn how to do it, you can use that die with any paper collection to make for any theme. So they're really fun. All right guys, don't go away, the tutorial is coming up. Okay, let's get started going over our supplies. You're going to need the Scalloped Symphony Notecard die, and it has the scalloped edge, and then it also has, it's a large set, all these pieces are in this set, so you can do little medallions and things like that. We're not going to use these today. I have a different plan in place, so we're just going to put these away so I don't lose any of the little pieces. But what we are going to use is the large die, and then you see this little piece, there are two little V's, and you fit this in between, and this scores your note card piece perfectly in half. You're going to cut 5 of these from black cardstock, and you can see I've folded 3 of them in half along that scored line. The 4th one I cut in half on the scored line. This will be our front and back cover. And then from the 5th one, I cut this piece that is 1.5 inches by 3 5/8, and this will be our spine. So I scored 1/2 inch in the middle, and then 3/4 of an inch on each side. I think that's, yes, 3/4 of an inch. So you have 1/2 inch in the middle. So this is 2 inches by 3 5/8. So that's the basics. Then you're also going to need a piece that is 1.5 inches by 3 5/8, and you're going to score this at 1/2 and 1. And you're going to have these little pieces left over from the, where are they? I got 2 of them. These are the sides that are left over. We're going to turn these into little flap pages, so score 1/2 inch on the cut side of each of these. And then we're going to make these little hinges. So you need 3 of these, I think, 1 inch by 3 5/8, and you're just going to fold these in half. And these become this is how we join our pages together. So let's go ahead and assemble this. And you can find links for all the supplies in the description box. I'll give you a link to my blog. So the first thing we're going to do is take this 1.5 by 3 5/8 inch piece. We're going to put some adhesive here. We're going to center this on the front cover. And this is adhered to the inside of the front cover. So then we're going to take this flap and we're going to adhere it to the inside of the back cover. That makes sense, right? And you want to make sure you're kind of lined up here. So I'm just adjusting while I can. Looks good. So this becomes our spine. Now, we're going to take these stacked pieces and these little hinges. This is a really easy way to make a mini album binding. So here's where your page turns. This goes on the back along the fold, just like this. You see that? And I've got it centered up. And then this one attaches to this one, just like that. See? And we've got everything lined up so that it's nice and square. Then we're going to take another little flap and it's going to go here. Like this. And then our adhesive. And then this page goes over that. Okay, this is going to fit inside this page. Okay, so now we've got our little joined book. You can see with the little hinges, and these will be covered up when we do the inside pages. And we've got our cover, and I've got the cover so that the inside spine is showing here. Now you can see I put a piece of red line tape in the center of this spine, and I put another piece here. And we're just going to remove the liner. I should have done that beforehand, but I was afraid you wouldn't be able to see the tape. So remove the liner here, and I went ahead and wrapped the liner around the front of my book too. So now what we're going to do, this is a little hard to do on camera. Oops. But I've got my book. I want to line these two taped sections up together so that our pages are in the center, and that looks pretty darn good. And then just go ahead and burnish it down so that it really sticks. All right. So now see, your book is all bound with the covers and the inside pages. Isn't that a neat trick? And you might have to encourage it a little bit gently, you know, so that all the pages turn well. You have to do that with any kind of an album that you build. All right, but there's our little album. Now I've cut a piece of this buffalo plaid, and this is 7 5/8 by 3 5/8. Yes, 3 5/8. And I'm going to start by taking, is that how I want to do this? Okay. I'm going to start by laying this flat. Find the center of your book. Lay it down flat on your table. Okay. I've inked all my edges with Gathered Twigs Distressing, and I'm just going to add adhesive on this panel of buffalo plaid paper. And I'm not going to worry so much about the center because I've got my spine. And I'm going to line this up. Uh-oh, I'm short. Okay, we can fix that. Let's get the front end looking right. Pull that off. Pull the tape off and burnish this down. All right, so we need to come in and piece a little piece on the back. I measured incorrectly, guys. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I thought I had lined it up on the book, but anyway. All right, let me just clean that up. All right, so we need a little piece of our buffalo plaid I'm going to just go an inch. So ink my edges. And really, you'll hardly even notice this. As long as you line your ends up straight. Okay. And I don't recommend that you use like a normal tape runner for that spine, because it needs to be a tough tape, and the 2 layers kind of give it double the strength of what you need. So now we've got our little book. I'll take my bone folder and just make a nice square spine. There we go. So I'm just kind of pinching this to make that spine, and then I'm just going to come to the back side and pinch on the other side, and then lay it flat, and I'm just going to burnish this with my bone folder. So there you go. There is the basics of how you build this little album base. And now you just have to decorate it. Oh yeah, for this, here's this little piece. I forgot to do that. That actually looks really cute like that. So this is that little scalloped piece that you cut, and this is going to make a contrasting spine. So now you just take your adhesive. Remember, we cut this from that 5th scallop, and I got so involved in making sure I got that cover on there for you correctly that I forgot to add this, but we'll just add it now, and it will look like a contrasting spine. It'll be really cool. So line this up so that your little eyelet holes meet, and that's going to make a really nice strong spine too. So that actually ended up working in our favor. But there's the basics for how to use that Scalloped Symphony Notecard die to make a really adorable little mini album. And it's actually got a fair number of pages in here too. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then the front and back cover. Let me show you how to make a slash pocket real quick before I go. All right, we're going to make a slash pocket for the front, and this is one of our 3 5/8 by 3 5/8 inch squares that we've cut to cover the inside pages. And I believe I cut about 16 of these. I saved the little extra pieces. These can be used for pockets, they can be used for, and then the little tiny scraps can be used for pocket gussets. So on this 3 5/8 by 3 5/8 inch square, I scored 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to come in, I'm going to fold this. I'm going to take my scissor and I'm going to cut on the vertical score line up to the horizontal and just angle out like that. Now I'm going to fold my scored places in, and I'm just going to eyeball this, but basically I'm going over about 3/4 of an inch on the top to about 3/4 of an inch on the bottom, and I'm cutting. And you can mark those with a pencil if you're more comfortable doing that. I've just done them so many times. So here's our slash pocket, and keep this little piece because you can make another little mini pocket with that. And then you're just going to put your adhesive on your scored flaps. You're going to install this on your page. So there's a really neat slash pocket. Basic pages are 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, and you can just cut this up, you know, with whatever patterns and combinations that you like. Okay, so you can see I messed this up. I did not glue this little interactive page that we scored in thirds correctly. So now I was able to pull this up and salvage this and trim off the bad part. It left this scar on the page, but we're going to fix that. We're going to turn this into a flap page. So I'm going to put my adhesive on the back. I'm gonna, I think I want this centered left and right. Press this down, then this little flap opens up. You've got a journal spot here, and our little accordion page will attach. Oops. Right here. So there you see, disaster happened, disaster got fixed. It's good for you to see. Our youngest son used to say to me, when he was just a little guy actually, he would say, panic is never a good idea. And that is really true in paper crafting. There we go. And then I put our other little accordion pull out here. So you can put little photos on the back of these, but they're just cute. Little things are cute. Let me go ahead, finish decorating this, and I'll be back. Okay, so I finished, and I know you already saw the tour that I did at the beginning of this tutorial video, so I will spare you a whole lot of chatter. I just want to thank you for stopping by and joining me for another Throwback Thursday. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you join me. I try to do a Throwback Thursday every week. People seem to really enjoy them, and I have fun doing them. All right, guys, that's it for me. I won't be here next week because it's Thanksgiving. My house is going to be full of family. I hope yours will be too. All right, guys, go get your craft on. Bye.